A very good morning to my lovely lecturer and my friends. My name is KOVALAN, son of SARGARAN. My metric number is 9702190758570001. Learning center is Pulau Pinang Learning Center, and my program is Bachelor of Manufacturing Management. Today, I like to present about my project, about my conflict. This is my contents. What is conflict? Different is fighting, quarrel, struggle, disagreement, differences of opinion. Conflict is generally defined as a clash between hostile and opposing elements or ideas. Can vary a mild disagreement to emotion-packed confrontation. Usually, conflicts happen in our life, okay, and in our workplace. Many of conflict happening most of the times if we have a lot of like fightings, fightings, quarter struggles, and disagreement, because not every person have same ideas, different ideas. Okay, let's go to next slide. And from the contemporary viewpoints, and the following notes are conflicts are inevitable, okay, and conflicts are often beneficial. There's an advantage and disadvantage about the conflicts, okay. Conflict shall be managed. Yes, exactly, it's true. We have to manage the conflict very, very good. A good leader can manage the conflict happening in our team. Okay, I talk about this later. Okay, let's go for next. Okay, conflict management techniques. Conflict situations are an important aspect of the workplace. A conflict is a situation when the interests, needs, goals, or values of involved party interfere with one another. Okay, a conflict is a common phenomenon in a workplace. Different stakeholders may have different priorities. Conflict may involve team members, departments, project, organization, clients, and subordinate organization needs versus personal needs. Actually, talking about the project and organization, I agree with this because most of the time we are doing a project, right? Our team members have what disagree of the ideas, and many of the organization have a lot of problems. Okay, let's about talk later. Let's go to the next slide. Choosing the best method to handle conflicts to ensure our project is successful. Okay, let's go for it. Forcing method. Forcing method known as competing. An individual filming position is on consent despite the residence of the other person. This may involve pushing one viewpoint at the expense of another, maintaining firm resistance to another person's actions. For example, in certain situations when we all or less forcing methods do not work or ineffective. When a quick resolution is required and using force is justified, for example in a life-threatening situation to stop an aggressive excitation. Okay, sorry. As a last result to resolve a long-lasting conflict. Possible advantages having this method may provide a quick resolution to a conflict, increases self-esteem and draw respects when firm decisions or action were response to an aggression and hostility. Okay, win-win collaborating. Okay, this is one of the methods that we have to use for the uh, best method for the successful project. Okay, let's go. Also known as a problem confronting or problem solving. Collaboration involves an attempt to work with the other person to find a win-win solution to the problem in hand. The one of the most satisfy the concern of the both parties. The win-win approach sees conflict resolution as an opportunity to come to a mutually beneficial result. It includes identifying the underlying the concept of the opponent and finding an alternative which meets early parties' concern. Okay. Um, what I talking about is the, let's say, finding an alternative. we have every project have a problem, right? So if we must finding an alternative way to meet our each party concerns. Okay, let's say we have 10 members in our 10 members for our project, right? 10 members that each party have each concerns, that each party have each ideas. So we have to get that idea. If let's say if a problem happening in there, we have to use this method win-win collaborating, okay, to solve this kind of problems. That's going to try, okay. For example, when the collaborating may approach it is when the consensus and the commitments of the other parties is important, okay, in a collaborating environment. Okay, let's go for next slide. Complaints arisen from the team environment. Yeah, I'm working in a company where I have 6 members, okay, my team members. It will spare disaster if the project manager and the team leader does not does not conduct a proper kick-off meeting or allow sufficient time for the project team members to know each other and understand their commitments. In order to minimize conflict in this type of situation, the project managers or team leaders shall be constantly motivate and develop the project team to lead them into accomplishing the project objective of the project. Alright, as we must convinced that the rate of the project success is most important, okay, much dependent on the behavior of the project team. I agree with this. Because of why? Um, that I the earlier about talking about the I have 6 members. All right, my boss always conduct this kind of conflicts happen in the team environment. Okay, she will definitely have a meeting, and every once a week she have a meeting in a Google Meet and do some kind of solutions that happening a problem in the project or something like complaints happening in the relationship. It's many kind of complaints happening in our team environment. All right. So what I'm trying to say is complaints happens everywhere, and in our projects that are handling in our Fuji Electric, okay, the artists have a lot of complaints. Okay, each person have a each percentage and each ideas. So whenever the conflicts happening in there, the team leaders must solve the problem or the conflicts on the spot. All right. Let's go for the conclusion. Needless to say, conflicts are everywhere. Though we may not be able to prevent them from happening, we certainly can control and minimize them. One of the primary methods of reducing conflict is to perform careful project planning. Okay, um, once the project plan contributed by the major key stakeholders is established, it's only the implementation that proper manager will carry out based on the project plan so that every team member will commit themselves according to the plan. In this way, minimum division can be avoided and less fire fighting is involved. Um, Based on the conclusion that I have presented, is totally I agree because I'm working in a company that I said most of the problem coming from the configurations. Okay, every team leaders must have a first once a week must have a meeting. Okay, if let's say working from home means we must have a meeting in a Google Meet. All right. Second thing, must have a must share the ideas. Okay, every team members must share the ideas themselves and need a do a proper project planning. Okay, third thing, every team members must have a feedback. Okay, once a week they must have a good relationship with their supervisors. All right. The supervisors must ask them any problems, any conflict happening in our team members, any misunderstanding, and then etc. Okay. Number four, a proper project planning is a great things that can reduce the complication in every team members. All right, that's the thing I like to share, and thank you so much to listening my presentations. I am really glad to present my project and my personal information to you. Okay, I am really thank you to